But you didn't argue well enough for me to go for either one. So, if anything, it's your fault that I couldn't pick.
Yeah, I mean, but they're gonna blame you,
of course,
if one side loses.
So there's another thing
you
too.
You can say you're a Trump supporter and the left won't support you, but if you say you didn't vote and the Kamala loses, the disdain you're gonna get from that,
you might as well vote for him. Oh, you're worse than a Trump supporter. I'm like, whoa, why would I be worse? Because you didn't pick. Well, if I don't like either of the choices, why? You know what? It's just like if let's just say you were having some food at a place. You went out to eat or whatever, and you didn't happen to like anything. You didn't bring anything like the time we went to IHOP and you brought your own food. So if you did, you did that. Yes, me and Emmett were eating at IHOP, and you came. Oh wait, no, Emmett did that. My bad. That was Emmett. We were eating at IHOP. I apologize.
Pull the gun on me, bro.
I recant that. We were eating, and Emmett showed up at McDonald's.
No, I'm already bleeding out.
Unload. Because I had to take it back and rewind it. Yes. So imagine that situation where we're at IHOP, and it has this huge menu of things. And homie just brought his own food. It wasn't even a choice. It wasn't even a choice. Came in with a drinks, and they said, hey, you can't eat that. Oh, I'm about to be done with it quick. And they didn't kick him out. They're like, well, he said he'd be done. So, I mean, look at him, you know. That's a situation right there. He made his own choice. So, and not what everyone else was doing there. So, hey, standing on the grounds that if it doesn't go in line with my values, either side, or if I can't pick anything from either side that would sway me.
Yeah. But don't take your own food into a restaurant.
No, that was disrespectful. That was mad disrespectful.
That's like walking into a
because it was busy. It was busy too. It wasn't a slow day. I don't know what was going on, but it was busy. Golly, walking in there. Hey, oh shit.
Oh man,
because they'll be watching. Big Brother be watching.
Man, it's like you gotta.
Obviously, when I say Big Brother and watching, and listen, guys, this is all entertainment. I don't believe there's anything going on. I believe everything is fair. I believe that there's nothing controlling everything that goes on. I truly, truly believe that. This is all entertainment. This is satire. So, just so everyone knows.
Go out there and vote for whoever you want. At the end of the day, I'm still going to respect you guys regardless of what your opinions are.
Absolutely.
You know, as long as it's mutual.
Absolutely.
If it's not mutual.
Now, what about the ones who don't vote?
I mean, if they don't vote, they don't vote. I mean,
so do you think less of people who don't vote, who don't pick a side? Do you think less of them, or do you think people the undecided? Because there's a pretty substantial, depending on where you look at your parameter.
Let me ask this question: Why should someone be forced to pick between two evils that they want nothing to do with?
So they look at you and automatically, you voted for Trump, didn't you? Is that happen to you? Is that happen to you?
Well, what I have noticed is there's definitely a certain kind of way that people carry themselves who are conservatives.
Would you consider yourself conservative though?
And no, I'm pretty dude. I walk funny. I walk funny.
What do you mean you walk funny?
I walk funny, dude.
Define that though. What do you mean?
Okay. So people who are conservatives, they carry themselves. They have better posture per se.
Oh, okay. But that's posture. What does that have to do with the gait, with the way you walk? What does that have to do?
If you walk like shit, your posture is probably bad.
Do you think you don't?
Me, I walk like Vince McMahon when I'm
No chance. That's what you got. Okay. I don't know. Y'all need to ask some critical questions. Leave the gender out. Leave race out of it.
That's the problem. No one knows how to ask questions, though. As a matter of fact, I had this discussion with someone like earlier this week. Is if us as Americans could ask better questions, I guess it comes down to assessing what our needs are. But if we were able to ask better questions, we can have better discussions. Because I feel like that we go off a lot of he say, and we don't ever verify our sources. We don't ever do any of that. How many days away from politics?
Politics
from the election, I should say. How many days away from the election?
Today's the second.
The second.
So, the 5th is Tuesday.
Damn. Well, the only advice I can give people is to get out there and vote early, because people be acting a fool in large numbers, and there have already been threats of whatever kind of violence Just get out there and vote early if you're gonna vote. If you're not gonna vote, then don't vote. But if you're gonna vote, vote early.
And I would say if you're approached and asked, why do you have to tell people who you're voting for?
Yeah, because
you know it's going to be triggering whatever direction you go. So, and that's what's been happening. I don't know if you've seen the videos, but when people say whatever or whoever they're voting for, people, or they show up wearing the hats or wearing whatever.
Oh, what you do is you wear a MAGA hat with a Harris shirt.
I've never seen somebody do that.
That'd be
great.
Yeah, that'll throw them off for real.
Maybe that's the play. And see what happens. See what happens. How people react.
So, are you at the?
I'm undecided. This is the definition of undecided.
Yeah.
Sell me on who I should vote for now. But seriously, y'all, who cares what you're voting for? Why is it your business? Well, I'm just wanting to know if you know all the info. Listen, I'm standing in line just like you are.
I've already made up my mind here.
I'm here, obviously. I gave him enough of a care to show up because I believe in my mind my vote makes a difference. So if anything, you should be happy that I showed up out here with my ID. And that's another thing. Make sure you bring your ID.
Bring your ID. As a matter of fact, if you don't have your ID, why are you driving?
Yeah. Exactly, but we want to all make sure that we need IDs. You can't say it's discrimination asking for an ID because there's something we're all required to have. So for you to say it's, no, that's not, people of color don't have that. Well, so what are you saying? People of color can't go acquire it? What's your reasoning behind that? Because that's some of the rhetoric I've been hearing too.
What?
That's the reason why they don't think they shouldn't be forcing people to show IDs to vote.
Why?
Oh, because it's not fair to people of minorities and things. Because a lot of them don't have the time.
Oh, you mean immigrants?
Yeah, well, just us. Period. They're trying to do it under the guise of immigrants, but they're saying.
Wait. What side's making that poise?
The left are saying that
because of immigrants.
Yes, in a way.
So it's easy to not require people to have IDs and then ship a bus of undocumented people to a location.
Oh, how is that right though?
How is it right? It's not right, but I can see that being the shadow talking point of that, why that we want to do that. But they want to mask it saying they're doing it for everybody else.
Yeah, again, this is all scammy. It's all grimy. Again, don't share your thoughts. You don't have to. I'm not required to tell you who I'm voting for and what. I'm obviously here to vote. Let's just leave it at that. You're not going to pressure me. You're not going to bully me into telling you what I want or voting what you believe. Well, I just want to make sure it's not for who. And I'm like,
they sit there looking over your shoulder.
Is this Harry Potter? Is it Voldemort? Are we not allowed to say Voldemort now? What are you talking about? So, I don't know, bro. Did you already pre-vote?
I've already voted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
And who I voted for was
Dum. That's it. All right, guys, we got to catch you next time. And that's the episode. But no, it's your business. It's my business. It is absolutely your business. Vote for who you believe is the best for what we need.
I found myself voting not like that. Not voting for who I believed in.
Good.
But voting for because I don't like the other person a lot more.
Okay. So when you went through this process, was there someone there swaying you? Was there someone saying, "Hey, or pressuring you to vote a certain way"?
No, people can fuck all the way off. I'm pretty stern in my.
Well, I know that, but did you notice that at all? Did you take notice? Were there people who were running the polls and everything, or there to assist?
Well, they shouldn't be.
Obviously, but
I had my headphones, so I was. Gucci.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
But, take headphones. That's the best way to do it.
But did you see that at all? Did you see pamphlets for the opposing side? Did you see people pushing a narrative? Did you see anything like that happening or occurring?
No, Westboro Baptist Church were not there. They were not there.
Yeah, you know what? We haven't heard from them in a while. I guess maybe they took a break. They're like, you know what? I think we're gonna sit this one out for a little bit, guys. World's pretty chaotic. A lot going on. I think we're good on the protests for a little bit. Yeah.
Nah, it's just I'm just like, you know what? I don't like either candidate.
Oh, no, I'm right there with you, man.
But I really don't like one candidate in particular.
There we go. So. And the comments are gonna say, "Oh, we better know."
Well, which one is it? Oh, is it Harris? Is it Trump? Is it Harris? Is it Trump? Who is he talking about?
It's obviously Mickey Mouse. That's who we don't.
Yeah, we don't like Disney. No,
don't care for him. So
other than that, it's like. I don't know. I feel like once this is over, we can all be friends again. But
no, because whatever side wins, it's going to be the other side cheated. That's really what's going to turn into.
The other side cheated.
The other side cheated. They stole the election. And whoever wins, the transition of power is not going to be seamless.
So there have already been there's already an individual who's out there setting fire to ballot boxes for people doing the mail-in ballots. There's
I heard about
videos and stuff of that on TikTok and other sources. But yeah, it's like once the election's over, it's like, okay, who's going to undermine democracy? Because we're pretending like only one side does it.
They both do it. And on top of that, so these mailboxes were burned. What about the votes? How many people? We don't know how many votes were in there. We don't know who did it. So now it could have swung it either direction,
Right, and it's happening in the battleground, because I believe it happened in
Yes.
either Oregon or Pennsylvania. It was one of
Yeah, it's conveniently always in the
battlegrounds. Yeah.
always like that. So I don't know, man. It sucks because everyone's playing in our faces. It's all a game, but
Yeah, but this is going to be an amalgam, because we've talked about a lot of politics, a lot of political things. A lot of stuff has been posted, so this is going to be a pretty long video for you guys to watch before you go out there and vote. Yes. But I will say, on a positive note,
okay, here we go.
2016 was peak society.
Okay, and what made it peak society?
Interest rate was nice and down. Everybody was out playing Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, that was during that time.
Yeah, that was a good year.
I think everyone was winning at that time. Nobody was struggling. I think unemployment rate was down, all time low. Everything. 2016 was pretty
stuff from the Obama era that other people are taking credit for.
Okay.
But on the flip side, all the bad things that a lot of people are saying that person did, the other party's taking credit for the good things that are happening. Well, good things that are happening. See, a lot of people, they look at one candidate and they'll say, oh, you did bad, but not realizing that COVID happened at the end of his term. And they're saying, oh, well, Biden's doing bad. Well, you do realize that recovering from COVID is not an easy feat.
Of course not, no. I'm thinking it's promises. Don't make promises you can't keep.
But the politicians, that's all politicians.
Oh, of course. And I just don't understand that people use that as a galvanizing force of why they're voting for it. Well, this person says they're going to...
But if you notice, and this is what even with Obama, I've noticed, the promises that were made during the election, they don't come through on any of those promises till the last couple of months of their term. It's weird how much they...
Or if at all. Like, you still got to pay back your college. That was supposed to have been forgiven.
Yeah.
You still got to pay that back. Rent moratorium.
Well, no, over. Biden was supposed to cure cancer. That's what he said.
Cure cancer?
I remember that one.
Why would you make such a claim like that? And
everyone at the heartstrings.
And everyone bought that?
A few people did. I mean, I say a few people. Obviously, enough people to vote for him.
Yeah. I don't know. Y'all need to ask some critical questions. Leave the gender out. Leave race out of it.
But that's the problem. No one knows how to ask questions, though. As a matter of fact, I had this discussion with someone earlier this week. Is if us as Americans could ask better questions, I guess it comes down to assessing what our needs are. But if we were able to ask better questions, we can have better discussions. Because I feel like that we go off a lot of he say, and we don't ever verify our sources. We don't ever do any of that.
Well, of course. Well, and even when you ask for, hey, could you cite some sources and everything? Usually it goes to, traditional shaming tactics or, well, this is what I heard, or, okay, well, just show me where you got the cite your source. Right. So we can substantiate it, because even then, we all know some of these places.
But even still, you also have people who will take the sources. You're like, oh, that's fake news, or that's fake whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's like, you have both sides disputing or refuting facts.
Of course, yes.
But the thing about data and how data works is you can take factual data and shape it to whatever narrative that you want. Whatever window you want to portray. Like, this is all the data here, but you only want to use this much because this is what's going to tell your story.
Of course. If the scientists and all the analysts and all these people doing the data can be bought because they have research, and I say, look, I'm going to fund your research for the next 5 years. All you have to do is not, here's everything you collected. I know this is not good. I don't even drink what I sell to people. It's gross. I wouldn't feed it to my dog. But capitalistic society.
Oh yeah, got to make that money.
So let's omit this, but take this right here and put it out there. Same thing with cigarettes. Same thing with the American Heart Association.
I'm very anti-lobbyist, so the problem is. Here's the problem with where we're at. The government controls people, but what people think controls people is religion. But what actually controls people is the corporations. No. So there's been a separation of church and state, or there was supposed to be. It's kind of just never really happened. Yeah. But there also needs to be a separation between the state and a lot of these corporate junctures.
I agree.
Because that's where a lot of corruption comes in, because at the end of the day, it's going to come down to what's going to be more financially prosperous for that company, and it may not be what's best for the American people.
Because it's all about your shareholders.
Yeah.
It's all about anybody who shares an equity in the business.
Yeah.
You want to, because you want them to keep coming back. And if you're a CEO of a company, that's where you make your money. It's not an actual salary per se.
And they're lining these politicians' pockets, man. And they're lining even the pockets of some of the Supreme Court judges, man.
Absolutely. And then again, when we don't have any type of restrictions on how long, the length of time they can do anything.
Right.
It just continues the vicious cycle. And it can be proven time and time again. Guys, follow the money. Look at the paper trail. Look who's always funding this. Look who always passes it. It's the same, and it's right there. And they don't lie. They don't hide it. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
I'm Big Brother. What are you going to do about it?
Like, I feel like that was a missed amendment in the Constitution.
Was it? Was it a miss? Was it intentional? Was it? Maybe at one time it was, and they took it out. Who do we to know? It could have been in there. Like, yo, that is a great thing. Yeah, we can't have that. Let's go ahead and take that. And that's let the slavery thing
we're a new country. We kind of need money.
Yeah, we do. So we'll bend a little bit of rules, because it encourages enterprise, it encourages capitalism to take hold. So we'll bend
free
this.
Market and all that.
Exactly. And then look at what happens. Who suffers? We all suffer.
Yeah, man. Just go out there and vote for whoever you want. At the end of the day, I'm still going to respect you guys regardless of what your opinions are.
Absolutely.
As long as it's mutual.
Absolutely.
If it's not mutual.
Now, what about the ones who don't vote?
I mean, if they don't vote, they don't vote. I mean,
so do you think less of people who don't vote, who don't pick a side? Do you think less of them, or do you think the undecided? Because there's a pretty substantial, depending on where you look at your parameter.
Let me ask this question: Why should someone be forced to pick between two evils that they want nothing to do with?
But then do they have a right to then still complain about what's going on then if they didn't decide or they didn't vote on a side?
If it affects them, yeah, why not?
I agree. This is the logic, because I've had somebody ask me, because I said I was undecided. I don't like either one of them. Everybody sucks. And they said, well, you're part of the problem. If you don't go vote, you can't complain about anything. I'm like, well, why not?
No, that's not how that works.
You only give me two choices, if two different poisons.
If both choices don't give me a solution to my problem,
or if it's both poison,
yeah,
I don't want it. If I'm already jacked up, why would I want to add more poison into it if I know it's poison? It's labeled. There's clearly both these labels say poison. Either side.
We don't want to contribute.
Because at the end of the day, they decide who's going to win. I don't care what anybody says. You can vote all day long.
The electoral college.
It's all a joke. It's all a joke. They know who won, who's going to win. It's all a game. They just playing in our face. That's all it is. We want to give you the illusion of control. Hey guys, good job. You did it. No, you're trying to substantiate why you're spending all this money that you're collecting from these. That's how these celebrities being paid off.
Oh, yeah. All the celebrities, where's this money coming from?
Yeah, it's from donations. That's why they're able to pay these celebrities for their endorsements.
Okay, so the one thing, if I'm talking, I'm going to say something positive about both sides. The one thing I like about the right is I feel like they do listen a bit more than the left does.
Okay.
They are a bit more inviting when it comes to their views. When it comes to just kind of listening. What I've noticed when talking to the left is that when you talk to them, it's my way or the highway. It's very, very closed off.
Pretty much like a petulant child. Yeah. That's really what it is.
So,
very childish. But
one thing I like about the left, so to kind of bring positivity over there, is I do like that they are able to have a progressive mindset, but I do think the execution has been wrong for years.
Okay, I can see that. Now, would you say in a way it's due to them wanting too much to change too fast, or the execution portion of it, or is it they've got a plan but it's not well put together? What would be the lacking part of the actual execution? What would you say is the issue with them doing that? Why do you think they feel so bad about it?
It's the level of overcorrection. Whenever there is something that is bad that's happened, or if there's a level of oppression that's going on, then what happens is the overcorrection just automatic. It goes way too fast, way too much, way too fast.
Oh, so they're implementing entirely too much too quick.
Yeah, it's never a graduate. It's always a switch.
And I agree that they swing the pendulum completely the other way, and like we fixed it. Did we though? Because you alienated the group that was, or whatever was going on right here.
I would say the left would be more successful if they leaned a bit more on economic politics rather than identity politics.
Absolutely.
And of course, the right can benefit from maybe being a little bit more progressive with people and their changes in identity, whatever the hell. I don't understand.
And because I mean, I get with some of the, some of them saying being that, we've seen the Chappelle skits, we've seen some people say stuff, it's hilarious, but at the end of the day, it's if people believe what they're doing and who they are is doing something, and it's as long as it's not hurting anybody,
right.
I could see that the being open minded enough to say, hey, look, as long as they're not trying to force me to live in your world.
Yeah. It's always
As long as you're not forcing me, no, you're gonna say this, because that's the problem you have is when you're no, I'm not. Look, no one owes you respect, kindness, effort, or anything. Nobody owes you nothing.
But it would be nice if you were. Yeah, it would be nice, but that doesn't mean.
And the ideal world, it'd be nice if we opened doors, if people said please and thank yous, we all had manners, and we all had gumdrops and rainbow, and cancer was gone. It'd be great.
It'd be great.
But the reality is, most people don't care. Most people are blissfully unaware. Most people are too selfish to even be considerate of other people. They don't even know themselves. You ask most people, they can tell you what they do.
Right.
They can tell you their name, but they can't tell you much more about themselves. You know.
So for you, positive thing for the right. Go.
Positive thing for the right. From what I've seen, it seems like they're more willing to have an open dialogue with people. It seems like they are. They're willing to go to places, so where their camps are and where they're at. So, Charlie Kirk and some of these other guys will go to colleges where they know very, very liberal. College, a lot of them have changed. It's very liberal now. And they'll go to those places and have open debates with them. So I think that's kind of cool. They don't let them.
I don't know. I feel like it's a bad example because they go there and just eviscerate people.
Well, not necessarily.
I listen to the views though, and I'm like, okay, the animosity that's coming from both sides is wild.
It is, but at least it gives you an opportunity. You meet them where they're at. You're not setting up a venue. You're not trying to have a gotcha moment. You go to where they're at. You meet them there. Here's a microphone. There's all you here. Have a conversation. Why do you think this way? What are questions you have for me? I think that's okay. What do you have for me? Feel free to ask me for, Vivek went to a couple of them.
Yeah.
And I like him. I like Vivek. I think he's pretty cool. Maybe some time, but I think that's okay. And then for the left, what is something positive I've seen with them?
Good luck.
I'm trying, man.
Keep trying. You got this. You got this.
You can tell this ain't pre-script. I hope this is all going to be edited. Golly, left.
This is all staying in.
It's all staying in. Golly. The left side.
Yeah, that's this side.
Yes, left side. What is something positive? I mean, bro, I don't think that's. I can't see how that's positive. Dang.
You got this, man. Did I take your answer?
You took my steam, man. Golly. So. Because I have family that's ultra liberal, very, very liberal. So I would say maybe the fact that they're very open-minded with things and willing to have, to explore other things that instead of traditional ways of viewing things, like, hey, just explore it.
They're more innovative in their thing.
I wouldn't say maybe innovative. I would say more, they're not as obtuse as the right side, which is not a slight at the right side. People on the right, some people who are very ultra conservative, tend to be very obtuse. So they're very in the box.
Yeah.
That's it. Anything outside of it or anything that disrupts their worldview or echo chamber.
Interracial marriage, anything.
It shatters it. So I would say for them, I would give them that in spite of whatever you feel about DEI or transism or any of those other things going on with them, you got to give it to them. At least they're willing to have a different viewpoint and take in different viewpoints and take in the perspectives from them. So I would give them that.
One bad thing about the left.
Very, very emotional people. It seems like they don't.
I think you can say that about the right.
You can. They both can. Because I've done it. I messed with somebody and did that to them. So it seems sometimes when you kind of ask them why they may not care for something or anything, it's usually, like I said, it's more directed at a feeling, or they just hate the other person, or they hate the individual. I was like, well, have you viewed any of their information or content?
It's like when you focus on identity politics for so long, and identity being based around your personal you,
of course,
it's hard not to take things personal when everything is focused about you.
But it shouldn't be. We should be able to, from the same group that's supposed to be all about accepting of everybody else, this is a different viewpoint, whether it's extreme or somebody who just maybe kind of coincides more with a conservative outlook. you should be able to allow that person to have it without getting upset at them. Well, I think that's foolish. It's stupid. Well, okay, I didn't call what you did or believe in foolish or stupid. You're free to believe and think. We have autonomy. We have
how come
agencies.
I'm not able to do the same thing?
So it's like, why is there reciprocity between both of us like that?
Okay, so one bad thing about the right.
Well, I guess I've kind of already said it. They can be some of those guys
different from that then.
Okay, then I would say, well, I guess I would go more into them being like that. They're usually the side that's big on calling people being snowflakes and everything else. But as soon as they feel like you're attacking something, they're one of their beliefs, because the same thing with them. They get locked in their beliefs. As soon as they feel like they're doing that, then you can find as much as the same instance. You can find them breaking down. You can find them shattering. Especially when you I'm asking a basic question. Why do you think this way? Is this something you grew up being taught? Is this something?
That's one of those libtard questions.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? And and it's just like, I just don't respect them. They're not masculine. This is representation of masculinity. Okay, look, I get what you're trying to say. I can see what you're saying in a way, but when we get into masculinity and femininity and everything, no one's completely all of it. You can't be Macho Man Randy Savage all the time, because there was only one Macho Man Randy Savage that was that all the time. Right. So, and even Macho Man had feelings. So get out of here. So I think that's really what it is one side feels that the men on their side is more masculine than the other men on the side. That's the argument I've heard from some of them.
Okay, so for me, one bad thing with the right is I believe the right has a much more of a hive mind mentality.
Okay.
If you notice, a lot of people on the right, they mask it as, oh, we're just more united, we're more supportive. I'm like, but when you look at things that should be like, you shouldn't agree with that. That's kind of questionable.
For what?
Like the insurrection per se. A lot of the people who were defending that, the anti-vax, all of that. It's like, okay, when you start asking questions and not going with the herd, that's my problem. Right? When people don't maintain their individuality, it's okay to be a part of a group. It's great.
Well, it's just natural. For people, what they want to do is stop it. I'll stand up when I want to stand up. So.
Yeah, and then for the left, I mean, it's obviously the opposite of that. Everybody's all into their individuality, and even the one bad thing with the left is they really, really thrive on their labels. Yeah, yes. The other right does too, but the left, they love their labels. They want to label the good stuff, the bad stuff, the stuff in between.
Yeah, everything, I would say, that's a big thing with them. They definitely, everything has to be unique and individual. Everyone's a special something, and it's like, are they really though? I think you're blowing yourself up. You're gaslighting a lot of people into believing. Like instead of having healthy conversation, no, this person has a problem.
Like we're not special. We're human, and we're gonna have similar experiences from time to time. We're not.
And I think that's another thing. I would say with the left that is problematic is when they don't critiques. Like you have to, people, when you critique somebody or criticize something, don't take it. If I'm your manager or your boss.
Well, I mean, that happens on the right though.
Too, of course. But it seems like sometimes they get a little bit more. It's not. I'm not attacking I'm not trying to attack you as an individual. Yeah. I'm just asking a question about your belief, and again, you could be going to the right too.
Let's talk about accountability. So accountability is lost on the right when they start blaming everything on religion or saying, "Oh, this is God's plan," or "This is whatever." I don't want to take personal accountability.
That's not. It's almost like an easy cop out. Like it's just an easy.
It's an easy way to not do it.
It's almost equivalent to a race car pool or something like that.
The left equivalent to that is when they don't want to take accountability, but they want to blame it on mental health.
Or systemic something.
They
always say everybody's got a mixed bag of things they bring up.
Yeah, you could say the system, but I definitely think when people talk about mental health and things like that, it's like that can only be used so many times to where it's like,
absolutely.
What are you doing to change? Like,
exactly. Hey, I'm having a bad mental health day, and it's like, dude, okay, listen, everyone's going through something.
It's like I get having a bad day, but
of course,
you also didn't need to stay out till 3 a.m.
Yeah, what led up to this? You don't think any of your decisions, maybe it's a repeat process? Don't think?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some more like right versus left things. We did bads, we did goods, we did accountability.
I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, for everybody wants what they believe is best for not only themselves, but as a society as a whole. Hopefully, that's what the thing is. But a lot of people.
Nah, people just want. Humans are inherently selfish.
Well, yeah,
That's why you have the left. They want what's more for me, 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 even me for free. And the right's more me, 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 but more financially me, me, me. What's good for me and my family.
Yeah,
Family traditions and things. So we're inherently selfish, and we like to mask that with saying, "Oh yeah, we're doing this for a great cause. We're donating all this money for all these causes, but we're donating all this money so we can write it off during tax season."
Well, yeah. Well, then you take a look at how much actual percentage. And a lot of it's admin things. It's only like maybe like 2 to 6%. That's why anytime you donate to any of these things you see at Walmart, any of your retails or any fast food. They're not even getting 2 to 3% of that. It's not going to them. It's not. You got to look at when you donate, you have to take a look at the donation, the company, the nonprofit itself, and when you take a look at it, oh man, this is just administrative fees. This people, they're giving just enough to say that they're a nonprofit. They're doing the bare minimum. It's an easy money laundering scheme. That's why a lot of places do that. It's money laundering. It's an easy way of moving your money around.
Yeah, well, I mean,
and it's sad, and it's legal. It's all legal. So. If it wasn't, then they wouldn't have created a loophole for it to be.
Should we? No. If we talked about money loopholes, we would get assassinated.
Man. So, but the main thing is, guys, we just you do what you think is best. And I ideally would not share what side I vote for, because unless maybe you like debating, maybe you like chaos.
Sometimes you just know though.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can look at somebody who's like.
But what would indicate that what side they are? Obviously, outside the obvious shirt or hat or whatever they're wearing.
I mean, you just know. You can look at.
How do you know a Kamala voter from a Trump voter? How do you tell the difference?
Well,
here we go. There's a question. How do you know who somebody voted for without even them opening their mouth? Or would you wait till they spoke and then you'll know who they voted for?
What color are their hair?
Oh. Well, you're right.
Which is wrong, because there's conservatives who have pink hair, so it doesn't make any difference really.
Yeah, but at the same time, yeah. well, okay. And then how would you know a Trump voter then? Because I can see that being an indication. So what's an indication somebody's a Trump voter?
Well, if they look like me, they gotta talk white.
Man, bro. So they look at you and automatically, you voted for Trump, didn't you? Is that happen to you? Is that happen to you?
Well, what I have noticed is there's definitely a certain kind of way that people carry themselves who are conservatives.
Would you consider yourself conservative though?
And no, I'm pretty, dude. I walk funny. I don't think I walk funny.
What do you mean you walk funny?
I walk funny, dude.
Define that though. What do you mean?
So people who are conservative, they carry themselves. They have better posture per se.
Oh, okay. But that's posture. What does that have to do with the gait, with the way you walk? What does that have to do?
If you walk like shit, your posture is probably bad.
Do you think you don't?
Me, I walk like Vince McMahon when I'm
No chance. That's what you got. Okay.
Nah.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Okay.
Nah, that's just a stereotype, and none of this is serious. We can have fun.
Yeah, we can.
We can have fun.
And I think there should be more of that. I understand this is a serious thing, but
except for one person's going to get offended and the other's not.
Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, November 6th through whatever afterwards, it's going to be interesting.
But also realize that I am not sorry for offending you. That's just how we do. It's how we roll. That's how I roll here at Social Sabotage.
So, wow, man, that's crazy. Walk funny. All right, okay.
I mean, Anyways, yeah. My name is Malcolm Eugene.
Will Robertson here.
Make sure you get out there and vote, dude.
Yeah, vote.
Do the things, all the things. We're outro.
That was bigger.